can see right now, without LeBron, Lakers are struggling.
Let me tell you about a team I hate, all right? I know the Dallas Cowboy fan is here, so I had to make sure he knew how much I hate this team.
I'm ready.
I've often said that the people who run baseball, they try very hard to ruin it.
I'm from Brooklyn. I don't have a problem saying it to his face. Oh, I'm from Brooklyn. Hey, guess any.
You're listening to Two Guys and a Wrestling Podcast on Northeast Streaming Sports.
All right, we are live, and today's
live in living color, baby.
Yeah, today's gonna be one of the damn days. I just got that feeling, you know. I'm sitting over here playing around with, the creepy mind face sting with, I don't know, it's like monkey spanking action here or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we done broke Article 6 already.
Hey, no. There was no breakage of articles. I said it was creepy mind face sting with monkey spanking action. I said nothing. No. Kids, go ask your mom what a monkey spanker is.
That's all I'm saying, bro. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
And hello, Maria. We already got somebody in the chat saying hi.
You know what would be hilarious? That actually does look like me for real. That's kind of messed up.
Yeah, it's kind of portly.
Racist? Anyways.
How's that right? Okay, now you just ended that racist kick.
Okay, it's racist and fascist all rolled into one.
Yeah, be a fat. How the hell you even pronounce that? Fattest?
1 week and 4 days till Comic-Con. And I'm sorry to say, I think Comic-Con might get canceled. Don't shoot me.
Nah. No, actually, they have, if anyone is in the Lexington area and interested in Comic-Con, this is the latest that I've heard from them.
I know that a couple of guests have canceled, though.
Actually, about 6 have canceled. They are redoing the ideas with the meet and greets and the prepaid photo ops. But as far as the actual convention goes, no plans have changed for that. They are asking that you wear a mask, even if you are fully vaccinated, until the time you get up to the person to where you would be like doing a photo or something like that. Then they say you can take it off to get a good picture. They also have said the 6 that have ended up canceling, they are looking for replacements now. Yeah, that is actually a big news one right there. I don't know if Mike knows about it, but after the Empower event from NWA.
I actually did watch the pay-per-view. I'm not going to say how I watched the pay-per-view because that's none of your business. Basically, I did see where Awesome Kong did retire. 19 years in the business, and she's finally done. 19 years in the business, and she did Glow, so she had a pretty good career.
Yeah. And, she's one of them I got to tip my hat to. I've always been a fan of hers. I've always thought she was great, and I think her time in the WWE was drastically misused, but that has nothing to do with the WWE. It was the fact that she got pregnant.
Yeah, didn't she get pregnant around that time?
Yeah, she got pregnant right before her debut, so they never really got a chance to use her. Yeah. I thought it would have been great to have seen her in a national spotlight.
If you want to see anything Awesome Kong, if you got Impact Plus, go to like 2007, 2008. That's when she was really in her,
prime. Yeah. Just watch that Gail Kim feud with her. Oh, watch
anything that she's done in Impact. Anything she's done in Impact especially around that time frame, she was spot on, dude, doing her stuff, and
Yeah.
it was really good to see it happen.
It was, especially for, and I'm not trying to say this to be mean or anything, but a woman her size, the way
Yeah.
she moved, the way she learned to use her, use her size, use her strength, and the thing of it was, she was one of those great big people to work with, like Big Show was back in his prime. They can make the smaller opponents just look like $1,000,000, even though they were getting beaten up, beaten senseless. Yeah, but then she went back to Impact. She also spent some time, if anyone remembers, she did have a little stint in AEW when it first started.
She also done a little bit of a stint in Ring of Honor.
Yeah. So she is a true veteran of the craft. She's been just about everywhere. And if I'm not mistaken, didn't she eliminate Michael Cole from the Royal Rumble?
Yeah, that's not really anything to brag about. And Booker T.
Oh,
I
would. Nobody likes Michael Cole.
No, she tossed out Booker T too, I think.
Yeah. And
So
that's Nelson Mania's comment about only wanting to meet the icon Sting at Comic-Con. He doesn't care about the rest. Everything else is just an add-on. And yeah, she did have a decent little run in AEW. I think they could have done a little bit more with her, but because I really think her working with Nyla Rose, I think that would have been great. Because I think one thing, Nyla Rose is a big woman that can move like Awesome Kong. And I think if she had that because it's really tough, because they can't exactly teach her to wrestle the big man style. It has to be different because of the average size of the person they're going against. And Kong could have taught her that. I think that was a missed opportunity.
SummerSlam was too long.
Way too long. 5-6 matches could have got cut out of it. And it wore you out.
We did an entire watch along for 5 hours.
Yeah, 5 hours of change out.
If you want to know our opinion of SummerSlam, go watch that SummerSlam watch along, and you'll get our opinion really quick.
Yeah, especially about 2 hours into it. About 2 hours into it, we're both sitting there going, "Dear God."
Yeah.
I do have higher hopes for Extreme Rules.
There's one before that we're doing, which is AEW All Out.
Oh yeah, that's next weekend. But I was talking WWE.
Yeah. Which we are doing a watch along for AEW All Out.
Yeah, that is one of the biggest things out of it. They really did. Bianca didn't deserve it. I will die on that sword.
Like me and you talked about before we went live, they're basically killing Bianca.
Yeah. Like I said, I will die on that hill.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care what happens next. They had her beaten just unceremoniously and unbelievably in 20. I think it was 26 or 27 seconds.
Yeah, it was
and
about
especially
that.
after everything that everything she had done. Oh well, they're trying to make Becky Lynch. I don't care. You don't do that. Have Becky cheat and beat her, but you don't come right out and do that. That was wrong.
Yeah, when Brock came back, the audience was loud.
Yeah, that was the big surprise of the night. Brock Lesnar coming back, which was rushed for some reason. I'm not exactly sure why. I think there's a couple of initials that might have happened in Chicago that could have had something to do with that. Because
let's just call it what it is. It wasn't as loud as CM Punk's pop.
Mm-mm. Yeah, no. And honestly, part of it was there was no build-up, no planning behind it. Basically, if everything is to believe,
if it's something that big, they're not going to build it up. They're going to
they're not going to put it out on TV.
But CM Punk's return to wrestling after 7 years outshadowed anything SummerSlam could have done.
Yeah, and that and honestly, it was going to. It was going to outshine anything that happened. then that was just it, pure and simple. It was not going to be. There was not going to be a moment to touch that. Friday took thunder out of everything, and everything that's happened in the women's division is cause of Charlotte Flair. Everything is tied to her and beating her dad's record. Okay, now I'm not saying this to argue with nobody. Let me set that point up from the word go here. But this is one thing I got to say. Okay, Hank Aaron had the home run record at one time. Hold on, Hank Aaron had the home run record at one time. Michael Jordan had the scoring record in the NBA at one time. That scoring record was never going to beat Hank Aaron's home run record because they're two damn different sports. Everyone talks about Charlotte Flair beating her dad's record. They're not competing for the same record. She's got the record. She's won more titles than any other woman before her. She's got the record. So it's time to move on. This need to fill 16 because it matches what her dad did in his group is ridiculous. Yeah, and I know that's what they're going for. They know that's what they keep talking about, but I'm just saying it's a ridiculous storyline to keep putting in.
Yeah, but you already know how I feel about the whole thing with Charlotte. Technically, if you count her 2 NXT reigns, she's a 15-time champion.
And unless you have her add them together where she's a 14-time champion. So because Charlotte can't add.
Basically, she's one more title reign from matching the 16. She's not gonna like you said. They're two different streaks here. You have Ric Flair, who, technically people say he's a 16-time champion because that's on record. Actually, he's a 28-time world champion. People don't talk about that. So let's just be real. Charlotte right now is the #1 female in professional wrestling. I'm sorry to say it, but she is, because she's the most decorated female in women's wrestling. She surpassed Trish Stratus. She surpassed Lita. She has definitely surpassed Molly Holly. She surpassed Chyna. She surpassed everyone that was with her. So basically, she's in rarefied air.
Right. And that's what I'm saying, is to keep pushing this. Oh, she's got to beat the 16. She's got to beat her dad's record. She's already set the record. The record is there.
And so now everyone has to beat that record.
Right.
Everyone has to beat 15 titles or 16 titles, however many titles it is now.
Or 14, if like. The reason I keep saying the stick about if Charlotte can add, because Monday when she got into the ring, she said she was a 2-time Divas champion, a 5-time SmackDown Women's champion, and a 6-time Raw Women's champion.
Yeah.
And anywhere in the world, that's 13. And then she proceeds to say that's 12 title reigns.
Yeah.
I wanted Scott Steiner to come into the ring and go, you see, Charlotte, not all brains are created equal. Because what you do, hey, at least with Steiner math, it add up. If you add what he does, what he says, if you add that up, he's right.
Yeah,
it might not make any damn sense, but it's right.
Right, but dude, he's on steroids and he owns the Shoney's.
Rhea Ripley, I don't expect to see her there in about 6 months.
Rhea Ripley at one time could have been the future.
Yeah. She could have,
now,
and I don't see her there in 6 months.
They don't count the NXT titles. True fact. I've done my research. No crap.
Yeah, we just said that.
They did,
but
it would be 15.
She'd be 15. Yeah, but that's why she's only a 13-time champion.
And you want to know why they're not counting the NXT titles? Because they're revamping NXT. Now let's go into the revamping of NXT.
I don't know. There's an old saying that if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Well, Vince took a hammer and broke it.
And now he has to fix it.
I mean, there's so much other potential talent in the WWE Women's division right now. They need to start building away from Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks and Bayley. You know, the Women's Revolution that came out, the Bella Twins were useless. Paige ended up having to retire. You know, there's not a lot left from that evolution that happened. But the thing of it is, the NXT Women's division for a long time was really stacked.
Oh, without doubt.
And they keep bringing them in and then jobbing them out to Becky, Bayley, and Charlotte.
Yeah.
You're not building new talent that way.
No.
Because the fact of it is, they have the people, and this is the same formula that they use for almost everything, including, you know, most of the time the men too. You have them come in. You have them automatically come in and go to the title picture.
Yeah.
And then they lose to the champion. And then they go in this losing streak just over and over and over again.
If you look at every person that has come up from NXT to the main roster, what Vince does is takes everything about them that made them special and it goes away with the invisibility of the wind.
Right. And I agree. I give it 6 months. Honestly, I give Rhea Ripley 6 months.
Actually, she signed in for a year. So
I think they'll release her.
I don't.
I do. She's another one. She does, which I mean, actually, Rhea Ripley's actually a really attractive woman, but she doesn't meet the Vince McMahon idea of attractive. And I don't. They're not going to ever give her that thunder she had in NXT.
No. Basically, like we talked about on the SummerSlam watch along, they destroyed Rhea. She basically has to reinvent herself every single week.
And I mean, basically, like as of Raw of Raw Monday, she's basically doing a version of RK Bro with Nikki ASH.
Yeah, pretty much.
She's the Randy Orton-esque character, and Nikki's the Matt Riddle character.
Yeah, basically. And I don't know what's happening for Survivor Series. I know the plan is, as of right now, to have The Rock be at Survivor Series for the simple fact of that's where he debuted. And they're going to be in
anniversary.
New York.
What, 30th anniversary? Or 25?
25 years since The Rock's debut. So that could be planting the seed for a Rock-Roman match. So for everyone that thinks that Brock is going to win Extreme Rules, might not happen. Although I wouldn't mind seeing Brock versus Rock. I wouldn't mind seeing that rematch.
Hold on. Nelson Mania, you might be the only one that likes Karrion Kross's new look. You muted. You're mute.
I'm sorry.
Oh, well, there you go again. Hey, this is the best the podcast has ever been. Nobody can hear you. Yeah, really. Even though you're still muted. Dude, there's nothing coming through. Right now, originally the plan, if everything is to be believed, which you know with the rumor mill, they double check, triple check, quadruple check their facts. But right now, the going rumor is that original plans were to have Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar at this coming WrestleMania, then The Rock versus Brock Lesnar at the next WrestleMania. Right now, since everything got sped up, which of course, like I was hinting at earlier, is most likely due to CM Punk returning to wrestling and giving AEW a massive ratings boost. You're still muted. Can't hear you. Not working. What? Why don't you try hanging up and coming back in? You are mute. We can't hear you. Nope. Actually, the rumor going, or that was the rumor then. Now, as far as Balor facing Reigns, we've got that looking like that might happen next Friday on SmackDown. It might happen and it might not. I mean, there's just no really any other way of putting it. And even if it is, I'm sorry. I think it could be a good match, but I do not see Balor walking out with the title on that one. Talk. Nope, still muted. What the? Hold on, we're looking at something here. Nope, you're still, everything's clear on my end. I do not know what you have done to break your phone. But yeah, you're completely now no camera. Are you using a headset? Nope. All right, then I don't know. You might want to go into your mic settings and see if you can't turn something around on that. Yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be The Rock versus Reigns at this WrestleMania. I'm trying to figure out why we would do that, but it kind of messes up our the network. It kind of messes everything up, and so I'm trying to get him to come back or to get him to reset. Hit your back button. Go back to the initial studio, the entry port, because it with the network it screws up our algorithms, and it also creates more work for our producer when I have to send them 2 files to do everything.
Hey, can you hear me now?
There you go.
I don't know what happened. My phone decided to have a little fritz attack. Okay, what? Really? What just happened here? Joe, where'd you go?
Okay. Now mine is. I went to hit Nelson's comment to pull it up, and then all of a sudden, poof, I'm gone. I'm like, what the? I'm so glad I left though, because I didn't break Article 6. I shattered it, chewed it up, spit it out, took a crap, and lit it on fire. I mean, I just like, yeah, just,
Welcome to live.
welcome to two idiots in a welcome to two idiots in a wrestling podcast.
Welcome to live
Okay.
stream.
All right. If it's not then that's coming wrestling. It's
Okay, so what are we talking about here?
we were talking about
I have no
the change.
idea. Huh?
We were talking about the change of plans of The Rock versus Roman and The Rock versus Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. How the original plan was Brock Lesnar and Reigns were going to face.
As of right now, what I've read and what I've seen, they're building to Brock and Roman at Extreme Rules. It's not going to be at WrestleMania. They moved it up 6 months, probably because of the whole CM Punk thing in AEW. Now the going rumor right now is we're going to see the seeds be planted for Rock versus Roman going into WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, I forgot we were also talking about Finn Balor versus Roman Reigns next week on SmackDown, possibly.
Yeah, I don't care about that match because it's happened how many times before, and Roman has destroyed him.
No, it hasn't. They've faced twice.
How many times has Finn Balor and Roman Reigns met?
Twice.
Yes, and yeah, I'll give you this. It was a different Roman Reigns. This version of Roman Reigns, I don't think is going to lose to Finn Balor.
Oh no, he's not going to lose. But they are 1-1.
Yeah, I just don't see him losing. I don't see him losing. Not this. Don't get me wrong. I love me some Finn Balor, but this version of Roman Reigns, I don't see him. I don't see it happening.
No, it won't. It's pretty simple as that, because and no offense to Finn Balor, I love Balor, but they're not going to take the belt off of Reigns and put it on Balor unless it's a transitional thing where Big E cashes in,
I
or
think
immediately it goes to Balor versus Brock, which will absolutely kill Balor.
And honestly, I think, like you said, I think they're going to give Roman the full year. As
I
you
do
were-
too. They should actually be pretty close to it now.
Yeah, they're yeah, because he won the title at Extreme Rules, didn't he?
I think so. But I know because I know they were only about 25 days off at Survivor Series, so they should
Yeah.
be right at it. And Brock is going.
Honestly,
Yeah,
Honestly, if they put the belt on Brock, because we all know how they like to do that, like on the go home SmackDown before Survivor Series, they end up doing something with the title and it changes hands. It happens every year. It seems like now.
yeah.
Wouldn't mind seeing a Brock versus Rock program for Survivor Series. I mean, we haven't seen that match since 2002, and I think it's time to see a rematch. That's just me.
I was about to say, since Brock did beat The Rock for his first title reign, it would be kind of cool.
Exactly.
Now, we did talk a little bit about his new outfit, and
It looks like a gimp.
yeah, it's not a flattering look for Mr. Cross.
It looks like a
And
gimp. It looks like he
As
just
far
left,
as
he looked like he just left the BDSM club.
his stuff with Scarlett goes, at one point it was rumored that he was going to go on a losing streak until she shows up again. And then once she shows up again, he was going to go on a massive win streak. And it was going to be alluded to that she was going to give him special powers.
I think Scarlett might be pregnant.
I don't know. You know,
And they're
it's
just
kind of, I'm thinking that, most of the time with Scarlett, the special power would be like,
no, but I think she's
but
serious in
that's
real life.
not going for strength.
Either she might be pregnant or maybe she caught COVID.
It is funny. There is a lot of people coming down with COVID right now, and WWE is keeping tight-lipped on it. We know McAfee now, Pat McAfee.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Ew.
You cannot replace Pat McAfee with two people.
No, they tried it with Kevin. They tried it with Kevin Owens and Corey Graves, and it was horrible.
That should tell you right there what Pat McAfee means to SmackDown. If you cannot replace him with two people.
To be totally honest, I haven't seen Scarlett in so long. I don't know the last time I can't remember. But I will say this: she also was not with him in the NXT entrance at NXT 36.
No, she was not. She wasn't there, and she wasn't there for Raw. Now, could this be what you talked about? She's probably going to come back at some point. I don't know.
Oh, the Brock face turn. It already happened. I mean, that's just it. It's already happened.
Yeah,
Brock can work as the face. He can't be the happy face.
No, he can't. No, it's not going to work. Okay. And our thoughts on Ric Flair being probably going to AEW. Who knows?
No, I don't know if that's the rumor she's talking about, or if she's talking about the Ric Flair woo woo rumor.
That I don't know if that was Rick or not, but it looked just like him, and he was.
It did look like a whole lot of Rick,
Hey.
and he both of them seemed to be happy with what they were doing, and
Hey, she was on Space Mountain, brother.
no, she hadn't got to Space Mountain. She was on the monorail.
She was there. Hey, oldest ride, longest line. I'm just gonna put it out there.
Yeah. But Ric Flair's official statement on that is, I don't ride trains. Woo woo. That's what he said. So we have to.
Hey,
and I've got to kind of think, and I will say this.
Was on the train. If Ric Flair was on the train getting some whatever, getting some nourishment.
All I got to say is it brings a whole new meaning of the words choo choo.
Hey, I'm just gonna put it like this: Ric Flair was getting some nourishment. Okay, he was getting ready for the party in Mexico. That's what was going on.
Well, see, that's the thing. They were talking about, oh, this was on his part of his Mexico trip. Well, Ric Flair rented a private jet. He wasn't on a train. It was well documented. He chartered a flight for him and Charlotte to Mexico and back.
Yeah,
so at no time did he get in the train.
Who knows? We wasn't there. We're just speculating. Dude looked like Ric Flair, and he was cleaning
He was
the carpet.
styling and profiling.
He was cleaning the carpet on the train. Not
Right.
Y'all dirty minded people. Woo!
Yeah. Yeah. So let's see what else do we need to cover? Raw was Raw. I gotta say that.
SmackDown.
Raw was Raw.
I haven't watched SmackDown yet. I'm gonna watch it.
SmackDown was
This show.
SmackDown was iffy. I've been laughing too. Trust me. Article 6 actually is directed practically straight at me.
No, dude. I'm sorry. Dude. Article 6 is literally just throwing everything at both of us because if you listen to our earlier podcast,
you have to admit you have more of a filter than I do.
I try.
You have more of a filter than I do. I'm one of those people that once my mouth gets going, the brain's just like that. There's no use. We're good. We're going to take a nap.
When it comes to me and you, I'm the balance to you sometimes. But when I'm not there, that balance is not there anymore.
All I got to say is remember who actually came up with Bill Cosby. Yeah, that's it. and that ends it right there because it's like, oh yeah, crap, I forgot about that. And for anyone who doesn't know, you ain't never going to know because
we're
we
never
can't.
going to have Bill Cosby on this show. If you want to see Bill Cosby, I'm sure we can make him appear at some point. Maybe live and in person. Who knows?
Okay, well, I guess speaking of your match.
Yeah. So I know a lot of people have seen that me and Doss Man have had a little bit of a repartee, if you will, back and forth. But by the way, you're welcome for the free publicity. You know, once you tag me in that promotional poster, you know, everyone started talking about Kentucky Elite Pro Wrestling down there in Frankfort, Kentucky. You're welcome for that, by the way. But in regards to a match, I regret to inform you at this time, it's not going to happen. You see, I'm not going to come to Frankfort, Kentucky in front of your 25 people. That's your friends and family. I mean, they're all incest hillbillies. I'm not going to come down there and dirty up my hands just to fight you. But I will be there September 3rd. And don't worry, I'm going to pay with the podcast money to keep your little fledgling company still going. But I will be there. And I'm fully supporting Devin Blake and what he's going to do to you. And you know something? It's kind of funny. You're going up against Devin Blake. And all of a sudden, you need the rub from me. I mean, I understand it. I have a network. While you don't. I have upwards to how many people, Joe?
Somewhere in the neighborhood of 266,000.
Exactly. That listen to me on a given week. While you have 25 of the same corn-fed hillbillies that pay with food stamps in your arena. So, Bobby, I'm not going to waste my time with a joke like you. But like I said, I'll be at Kentucky Elite Pro Wrestling on September 3rd. Sitting front row to watch Devin Blake kick your ass. See you soon, Bobby.
You know, and that kind of brings up another thing. And I've done some soul searching on this one. And, you know, when Mike is perfectly capable of taking, doing what Mike does. But I want to, Mike actually was nice enough to go on somebody else's podcast. And I'm going to say this. I frankly didn't give a crap. I mean, it wasn't even worth my time or trouble to show up. Mike was asking, well, do you want to come on with me? No, it's not even worth my time or trouble. I'm talking to AEW, literally. I'm talking to talent relation managers, literally. I'm talking to the WWE, literally. But there was one comment, and I'm trying to keep my cool, or we possibly could get kicked off the air because I'm not one with a filter, and it's very difficult. But someone called me an amateur.
No, let's call it what it is. He said the podcast
is an amateur podcast. So I just thought I'd get on for a second and give a little bit of a update of the podcast. As Mike was mentioning, this amateur podcast has actually signed a 1-year contract with Northeast Streaming Sports. Hence how if you watch the show, you see the whole intro with the people talking about sports and everything and the banner and all that to be distributed. We go out to 5 countries on 3 continents. We have a built-in audience averaging about 266,000. That's 2, 6, and a whole bunch of zeros. Take your shoes off if you got to count that high. But that's a lot of zeros behind it.
Yeah.
We are also on a television network. The thing that you watch your cartoons on? Yeah, we're on that. We're on Roku. We're on several different streaming sites. And I'm also currently in negotiations with Fight TV. I've done this for close to 20 years. I have had people that you would have to pay to meet message me to ask if they can come on my shows. I have been interviewed in Australia, Europe, and all over the world. I have lived in 2 different countries and had national exposure in both. You, with your Facebook podcast and your record-breaking ratings,
which, by the way, you're
welcome
welcome
for
for
page.
That. You're welcome for that, because if it wasn't for me being on your little podunk Facebook Live, you wouldn't have 37 views right now on your video. You're welcome for that.
That's the difference. This is professional. It's a big word, but if you sound it out, you'll get it. You are the amateur show.
Yeah.
Sitting there pretending to be cool with your sunglasses on in a dark room. Oh, and by the way, just one podcast host from the other. Sound quality when you're doing a verbal show is everything. And I'm not going to say what it sounded like you had in your mouth for the last half of that show, because nobody could hear you.
Yeah.
Just saying.
And
for your professional knowledge.
And in regards to Maria's comment, I've invited Dossman to be on the podcast. The last time me and Dossman were face to face, he slapped me like a coward. I've been hit harder by girls bigger than me. Okay? For real. Your slap, if you can call it that, didn't even really hurt. I mean, honestly, you're nothing but a joke to me, Dossman. You need the rub from me. You need the rub. And I understand it, and that's cool. That's cool. I get it. I get it. You need the rub from me. That's fine. Like I said, I'll be in Kentucky Elite Pro Wrestling down there in Frankfort, Kentucky with all the rednecks. And you can pander to your 25 fans all you want to. You can say that you're the intimidator and everyone's supposed to be afraid of you because you think you're Stone Cold Steve Austin in your mind. But in reality, all you are is frankly a Mike Maverick wannabe. So you can ruminate on that while you sleep with your heart-shaped pillow crying, saying, Michael hurt my feelings. No one cares about your feelings. Okay? You need me because I'm the star and you know it. Without me, you're nothing. You literally said you had the best year in KEPW's existence this year. And it's not because of the talent. Same people show up, same 25 people show up. But what happened this year that has dramatically changed everything for KEPW? Joe, do you know the answer to that question?
You know, I did. I was thinking about that, but you know, I just can't quite seem to grasp it. I mean, like you said,
really hard.
Talent's
Yeah.
there, you know.
It's
Some people.
It's right there on the. It's almost
Actually,
there. It's almost breaking through.
If you're looking over at me, I think it's somewhere about right here.
Yeah.
You know, on my side of the screen.
Wait, I know what it is. I know exactly what it is. It's us. If it wasn't for us coming on here and doing reviews of your show, talking about your show, previewing your show, no one would even know what KEPW was. I mean, come on, it was my idea to even come to KEPW. When I brought it up to Joel, what did you say?
What's KEPW actually?
Exactly. He's like, what's KEPW? Because he's like, let's get local. Let's get local with it. Let's get local in Kentucky. And I said, we should go to KEPW. And the first thing you said to me, what's KEPW?
No,
really?
Never heard of it before. Yeah. My idea of local was more of trying to get talent that either worked here back when the wrestling in Kentucky was something like when Smoky Mountain or Memphis was running through here, or to go to what would be considered the wrestling mecca of Kentucky, which is OVW.
Yeah.
KEPW never really entered in my mind because frankly, I never even knew it existed.
So on September 3rd, we're going to be there. Purchase front row tickets already. And all of you people and all of you creatures that live in Frankfort, Kentucky will get the privilege and the honor to relish in our greatness. Okay? And you all should be lucky. You really should. You should be honored to be in the presence of the cultural icons, Mike Maverick and Joel. Because all we are, a bunch of podcasters that make wrestling great again.
Now, speaking of, since we're about in our wrap-up time here, speaking of podcasters, a friend of mine in Atlanta, a guy by the name of Anthony Velvet Hall, he, wrestler himself, has been working with a lot of the guys in the independent scene for a long time. He has worked with Xavier Woods and Impact Wrestling in the past and a few other places. He is up for a big award in Atlanta. The Best Actor, I think it's Best Actor in a Series award through ATLHottest.com. And I told him, I went and I voted for the dude, and he's been actually, we're trying to work out scheduling to get him on here. He's actually dropped in the chats before and talked with us through that. So I wanted to give him a shout out, and I wanted to ask anybody who's watching to go to ATLHottest.com, scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page to hit vote, and give Anthony Velvet Hall a vote. He's a great guy, great TikTok channel, great podcast that he does, everything like that. And we want to kind of help him get that. Hope he wins. Like I said, my vote's already cast for him. And like I said, I hope everyone will go over there, give him a vote, give him a like and a follow and everything, and try to get him some help out here. And well, that's kind of the going method with that. But yeah.
I mean, we've offered him to be on the podcast, and he hasn't done it.
And I've offered him over and over and over again. Matter of fact, we've offered everybody from KUPW at one time or another chance to come on here. But I'm going to be flat out honest. I think it's just that, they do hear our numbers, and I think they're worried. I mean, it's easy standing in front of people and cutting promos and talking about this and talking about that. Or it's easy getting in a chat when you're looking at a screen and, okay, I'm just talking to those two. But when you're actually on here and the thought starts to creep into your mind, 250,000 people could be watching me right now. And then, I think the grapefruits become like cranberries and crawl back up inside. Yeah, or Tic Tacs. And I don't think they want any of that, because it's real easy to be a big fish in a little pond like Frankfurt, but it's hard to be a minnow in an ocean. And that's what they get when they come here. That is through the what we have going with Facebook right here. Basically, there is a delay between through the network and that. On average, like our live stream for SummerSlam has hit 1,000 people, because it also goes to things that can't be counted on here.
Yeah.
Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. There's a lot that go into it past here. I can actually, if anyone wants to do it, that is with KEPW, I could show them my statistics. Like I said, I'm a producer. This is what I do. I've done this for almost 20 years. And I can show my statistics. I can show my reach. I can show my market. It's, it might not show much like in this, but like I said, there is a delay with it. And actually, I think the network's actually going about 3 minutes behind us. But yeah, it's there's a lot more that goes out than just what's seen on Facebook. Yeah. And the roundtable talk needs to happen. We have talked some more about that.
Technically, the roundtable did happen with SummerSlam.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm still kind of surprised with that one. Because that was like, oh crap.
You're right. I'm not going to show fear in a joke. I'm just not. Like I said, I'll be there September 3rd, and whatever happens, happens.
Which is Friday. Actually, that weekend is going to be
that weekend's going to be literally insane when it comes to us.
Because we've got KEPW Friday night, Ohio Valley Saturday night, AEW Sunday night, and thank God Monday is Labor Day.
Yeah.
Because that is going to be when.
Thank you for the support.
Yeah, it'll be like I said, it's going to be a really busy weekend.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm glad Labor Day is that Monday, and I actually get it off. So.
Right. That's the only plus, because y'all might think this is really easy. It's really not. We technically have 2 full-time jobs.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I know we get on here and boast a lot, but I'm going to come at you straight, not like being the character or being any of that. I've been up till 3 o'clock in the morning messaging talent relations people in California and Florida and New York, and when I say those, I literally mean it. We're actually talking right now about having and I'm not wanting to spill the beans, but I'm actually talking to a certain group about possibly doing interviews with talent that is going to be at the Comic-Con this coming in September. This is going to be live interviews from Rep Arena. I'm also talking, and my producer is also talking with the WWE about when the Super Show comes here on October 3rd. About that. Luckily, she has taken kind of lead on that, and I'm hoping that sticks with that.
And also, I'm talking to several people about being guests on the podcast. I'm not going to spill the beans, but I'm in discussion right now with a current release from the WWE to be on the podcast. I can't go into further detail on that. But yeah, this is a 24/7 job. Y'all think we come on here and talk about wrestling, which at first we did. But now that we're on a network, we deal with network executives, we deal with all that stuff, plus merchandising on top of that, plus everything else that we're doing.
Oh yeah, if you are looking at any merchandise, we are actually talking to 3 different places about putting out 2 guys merchandise, which you're finally wearing the shirt and I'm wearing a skull.
Yeah. Basically, our merchandise, we're looking into getting new merchandise made, and our plan is to hopefully get with Pro Wrestling Tees to get the merchandise out.
You know, indie wrestling is actually, I mean, it's gotten a bad rap here in the past little bit, but it is still one of the best things to go see live wrestling. I mean, it's better than anything you're going to see on TV. Honest to God, it is. You know, and it's also good to go out and support the local group. But what we got to do is get into the wrap up here because, wait, I'm forgetting something. Damn it. I'm forgetting something. I had it written down, but I can't remember where I put the paper. I got in Velvet stuff, so I know we're good on that. But there was one other thing I can't remember what it was. Oh well, I guess it's going to be forgotten. If it's very important, I will come on and do a little like update later. But of course, like I've been mentioning on here, we are on Roku, we are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. And honestly, I think we got added a couple more places, and I don't know the name of them yet. Mac's going to update me on that, or someone will at some point. Also, we are available in audio-only form if you are interested in audio-only. And that we're on iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, and just about anywhere else you can find podcasts. Again, we are working on getting Fight TV. So hopefully that's something that we will have in the very near future.
Also, we are planning on doing a retro night where we either do a review of a classic pay-per-view or play retro video games.
That's actually what I was wanting to do. I wanted to give a shout out to our friends at Retro Wrestling Review, their show. I actually finally did catch an episode of that last night, and really good show. I watched the whole thing. They did the watch, or actually it was one guy. I can't remember his name now. Brandon.
Normally it's 2 guys, but the other guy went on vacation. So
yeah. But they did a live review, or they did a review of MLW Underground episode 1. And that was absolutely awesome. Okay, you do wrestling news on YouTube, Straight Edge Wrestling News. We will have to jump on there and give that a check. I may actually already watch the channel. I don't know for certain. But because the name of it sounds very familiar.
Probably. But yeah.
And so go over there and give Maria, if you're watching this, go over there, give Maria a like and a follow or whatever they do on Facebook now, or not Facebook, but YouTube, subscribe. As we come available to more places and do more things, we will try to, of course, keep you all informed of what's going on. And, we might have to have you on here one day to go over, or actually the next time we're going live, if you're going to be ordering the All Out pay-per-view, we could have you on and do like a joint, massive multi-screening gaboobalish or whatever the world, and try to get, get everybody linked in together.
Because the next time we are going to go live with the watch along is September 5th with AEW All Out. CM Punk's first ever pay-per-view in 7 years.
Yeah. And the first one for AEW, he is taking on Darby Allin. And I think that one looks good. I'm hoping it's going to be a good match.
And from what I've seen of the card, every match will be a championship match. Every title
Except for
will
that
be
one. There's also a huge rumor that one American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, will be appearing there on that day.
So
I think we've got everything covered. Probably haven't, but what I have forgotten, oh well.
yeah. And again, like we said, we are going to be at Kentucky Elite Pro Wrestling.
Wrestling.
We're going to go down there to the American Legion and watch that good old wrestling show.
Yeah, get us some chewing backy too.
Where people don't know how to read very good. They can't read past pop-up book.
You know, actually, that was one of the things I think has always been the Intimidator made, Big Boss Man the Intimidator. I mean, he's got all his teeth. That's a pretty scary thing.
I know, right? I mean, especially in Frankfurt. I'm just saying. You shake a bottle of, aspirin, people come running to your door.
That's on that note. And on that note, I think we're probably done for the weekend, if not forever.
So, for Mike and Joel, and thanks to everyone for being in the chats, and we'll see you September 3rd. Same Two Guys time, same Two Guys channel.